Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about all the ways a covert narcissist tries to trigger you. They love to trigger you and have you pop off, get angry, and look crazy. So I'm going to go into some of the ways they do it, okay? Number one, how a covert narcissist tries to trigger you. They will blatantly ignore you in front of other people and give other people attention and make you feel like you are nobody, you are nothing, all right? So that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Here you are with a group of people with the covert narcissist, and they're laughing, they're flirting maybe, or, they're trying to impress other people, and they treat you like dirt by ignoring you. In other words, they're trying to make you feel like you're unimportant, you're nothing, and, that all these other people are more important than you are, okay? So this is going to trigger you. Trigger you maybe to the point where you say something to them, you argue with them, and then they're going to gaslight you and say, oh, you're sensitive, you're crazy, okay? Another way a covert narcissist loves to trigger you, and especially the female covert narcissist, is to flirt with others right in front of you. This is similar to, just ignoring you, but they will also, a female covert narcissist loves to flirt, loves that attention. And what's the point of all that? Number one, she's prospecting for other supply. But number two, she's also trying to build that insecurity in you and make you, realize like, oh, look at me. I don't need you. I have all these other people giving me attention. I can go with anybody. I don't need you. All right. So what's that going to do? That might trigger you. That might trigger you to say something or argue with that person. All right. You have to show these people no response. You have to be like a stone, a poker face, and not let them know that they are getting to you, because the whole goal of the covert narcissist is to upset you and make you look crazy. You're the nut, all right? So, it takes a lot of self-control not to get triggered by these people, because for two reasons. Number one, you don't want to play into their hands where they can go around and say, oh, you're sensitive. Oh, I can't do anything. And number two, you don't want to give them the satisfaction. All right. Moving along on how the covert narcissist is wicked in trying to trigger you. They will blatantly lie to you. Okay. And they know they're lying, and they know that you know they're lying, and they sit there with a stone face, and they blatantly lie to you. And some of them may even have a smirk on when they're lying, because they love the game. They love trying to trigger you. And what are you going to do? You might start yelling and screaming. You're going to get upset because you know that they're lying. They know that they're lying. But guess what? The covert narcissist doesn't care. They're going to lie to their grave. A covert narcissist would lie on a Bible. A covert narcissist would lie on a dead relative, and they don't care, okay? They don't care. And this will trigger you because you feel like they're playing you for a jerk. And guess what? They are playing you for a jerk, because they're sitting there and they're unwavering. And when you try to get into it with them and you say, well, what are you talking about? You're lying and this and that. They're going to say things, they're going to gaslight you and say, I don't know what you're talking about. So they love to play the dumb card, the amnesia card. Oh, I don't remember. And all of this, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to, number one, they could be trying to get out of accountability, but they're also trying to trigger you, okay? They want to upset you because you know what? The covert narcissist thinks they're so much more clever than you. You're a dope, you're an idiot, and they're smarter than you. That's what they think, okay? Again, you've got to be a poker face. Once you see the game, you don't play into it, because that's exactly what they want to do. They want to set you up so that you look crazy. Some of them will actually film you. They could film you and show other people or post it on social media. Then they'll smear you and say, you're crazy, you're unstable, you need therapy, you read into things too much, all right? Let's move along to how wicked a covert narcissist can be and how they could trigger you. Well, they love to bring up something you're sensitive about, okay? And they love to do it in front of other people. Let's say, you're sensitive about one of your kids, so you're sensitive about your mother, or you're sensitive about how you look. You have a complex about something, and maybe you told that covert narcissist many times, I don't want to talk about it, or, I don't want to get into this and everything. What do? They bring it up in front of other people to make you feel uncomfortable and to trigger you. This is how low they are. They hit below the belt. And then what they do is they say, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I didn't know you didn't want to talk about that. I didn't know you didn't want me to say something. Okay, they play the dumb card again, all right? Nobody plays dumber than a covert narcissist who's trying to gaslight you. So they'll try to trigger you by bringing up something sensitive, and underneath, they're laughing under their breath because they love to upset you, okay? The other way that a covert narcissist could try to trigger you is by going to other people and telling them that they have really tried with you, that they have gone out of their way for you, and that, you don't appreciate anything, and you're the one who, has mental issues and is crazy, and they have done everything for the relationship, okay? So again, they play the victim, and then you hear these things from other people about how, they tried to be nice and this and that. And you're like, what are you talking about? This person was never nice. But because that covert narcissist knew how to manipulate these outsiders, they set them up so that these other people think that they are a wonderful, kind, caring, understanding person, and you are the villain. You are the monster, okay? But they're going to play to everybody that they had empathy for you. Fake empathy, all right? This is what they do, you guys, all right? Now, again, another way they try to trigger you is to dismiss you, all right? Covert narcissist, this is their trump card. Listen to me when I tell you, because I know them inside out. They love to dismiss you. They love to ignore you, dismiss you, ignore your calls, ignore your texts, see your text on read and not respond, okay? And what's this going to do? This is going to upset you and trigger you. Now, sometimes it's, to trigger you, all right? Because they want you begging, they want you chasing them. And sometimes it's just because they could be so busy with other supply that they just don't care. And also because they have an entitlement type of feeling about themselves that they don't have to answer to you. They don't have to respond to you. They get back to you when they fucking feel like getting back to you, okay? Because you are beneath them. And what's this going to do? This is going to trigger you, all right? Where you might say something to them, and then again, they'll gaslight you and say, oh, I don't know what you were talking about. My phone was in the other room. Oh, I don't know what you were talking about. I was sleeping. Oh, I don't know what you were talking about. My phone was on silent, okay? They give you 1,000,001 excuses. And what happens is, you start to self-doubt yourself and what you're starting to see, because you say, well, maybe they were sleeping, maybe this, but then you see a pattern of this happening, consistently, and you say, nah, not today, Satan. This person's gaslighting me. This person's playing mind games on me. This person is treating me like an option and not a priority, okay? And all of this is going to trigger you, okay? That's why I say, when they ignore you or something like that, or they don't get back to you right away, automatically, well, what you could do is, number one, you could check them and say, listen, I show you respect. I get back to you in a timely fashion. If you can't show me the same respect, then guess what? I'm going to treat you the way you treat me, or I'm not going to deal with you at all, okay? You let them know. And then if they continue to do it, then exit left, okay? Because then they don't really care about respecting you or anything like that. They are completely selfish and feel that they don't have to answer to anybody. And where are you going to go in a relationship like that? Nowhere. You're going to be constantly having to chase after them or, please them and everything. And you're in a relationship by yourself, okay? It's not worth it. Get out while you can. Okay, moving along, you guys. Another wicked way they love to trigger you is the silent routine, the silent treatment, form of emotional abuse. They run silent on you when you try to hold them accountable. And this is to punish you so that you never, ever try to have them held accountable, and that you never open your mouth about something they don't like, okay? And what's this going to do? This is going to give you anxiety. This may give you depression. You may be living in the house with them and having to deal with this person walking around like a mummy in the house, all right? It sucks. I've been there. I've done it, all right? This is why I tell you, like, when you see somebody who fights like that, you got to let them know that you're not playing that game. And if they can't communicate, then you're not going to deal with them, because last thing you want to do is be in a relationship where every time you bring something up to them that they don't want to hear, that they run silent on you. That sucks, you guys. You never resolve conflict with somebody like that. And that's what they do. They love to sweep it under the rug. So you may be going well with them for a little while, then all of a sudden they run silent on you because you brought up something or tried to hold them accountable for something. And now they're running silent on you, and then they're waiting for you to come groveling to them and beg them, to talk to you. Never do that. Hold your own. If they want to go silent, let them go silent till kingdom come. You don't care. Then you go on and you live your life, and then you better reevaluate whether you even want to be in a relationship with somebody like that, all right? What's another wicked way that a covert narcissist tries to trigger you? They don't include you in things, okay? It could be a party, it could be a get-together, it could be a holiday celebration, it could be a birthday party. They invite other people and they don't include you. And they do it on purpose, okay? Because the covert narcissist isolates and divides as a power tool, okay? This way, they're the center. They don't want you to have connections, and they especially don't want you to have connections to their people, okay? Or their connections. They want to keep you in the wings, alone, isolated, with no support, okay? They're wicked as hell. And what's that going to do? That may trigger you, okay? That may trigger you again to say something, or get upset, and then, they're going to gaslight again and say something like, well, I don't understand why you're getting like this. You're making a big deal over nothing, or you took it the wrong way, or I forgot to ask you to come to this get together or something like that. Okay, so you're going to get constant bullshit out of these people, all right? Once you start seeing these signs, understand these people are not in your corner, all right? Deep down, they're probably jealous of you. They're insecure. They want to hurt you, all right? So you need to get away from these people. All right, what's another way, you guys? I'm going down my list that I did for you about how a covert narcissist tries to trigger you. Make a sarcastic remark and mask it and say, well, I was only joking and you're so sensitive, all right? They love to throw their passive-aggressive, sarcastic jokes your way, okay? They can't resist, all right? They just can't resist. That's why I tell you, when you're dealing with somebody who's sarcastic, you've got to watch them, all right? You got to watch them, because this is a person that can't communicate directly and gets their point across, in a covert kind of sarcastic way to give you a dig, all right? And when you call them out on it, now you're triggered, all right? They made a remark about you. Now you're triggered and you say something. Now again, what are they going to say? Why are you so sensitive? I'm only joking. You take everything to heart. And it's like, no, it's not that I take everything to heart. It's that you deliberately came out with a sarcastic joke to slight me, okay? You were trying to slight me. Nice people don't do that. Period, dot, end of story. Nice people don't come out with a sarcastic remark and then try to play it off as a joke, okay? That is somebody who's devilish, all right? And watch out for them and distance yourself from them and don't get triggered by them. You walk away. You walk away and you say nothing. You don't even entertain it, all right? You give them no supply. You don't even entertain it, all right? Now, moving along on my list here, I'm checking this out because I put together this massive list, all right, of how they trigger you because I've been through all this. Another way they try to trigger you is laugh at you, deliberately making you look like a joke when it's not appropriate, okay? Let's say that you're trying to talk to them about something and they just kind of laugh at you, and then they laugh at you and maybe walk away, and they're treating you like you're a clown, you're a joke, when you're trying to be serious and have a serious conversation with them. Again, they're trying to be dismissive, trying to make you out to look like a fool, okay? Because they're better than you in their distorted minds. So they're going to laugh it off and try to treat you like you're a clown. But in reality, they are the clown projecting it onto you, all right? And this will trigger you. When somebody starts laughing at you like you're a joke or something like that, and you see this in politics, okay, with the candidates, how they laugh at each other and everything like that, what they're trying to do is they're trying to portray the other person in a passive-aggressive manner as like a joke, okay? They're not keeping to the facts and talking about what the person actually is, so they mask it like a joke and start laughing about a comment that they made, all right? It's to put somebody down. So, you guys, they will try to trigger you. They want to affect your emotions. They want to see you get angry. So they could call you a mental nut, okay? Or you need therapy, or I really don't know what's wrong with them or her or him. I really don't. They have issues. Nobody loves to say you have issues more than a covert narcissist who thinks they are holier than thou, okay? And who is trying to character assassinate you in an indirect, passive-aggressive manner to make you look crazy. So, you guys, you got to be focused. I got to do a podcast on how to focus when you're dealing with these people. You pick up on what they say. You listen. You talk less and you listen more, and you will actually, believe me, they unravel themselves. I just put a reel about this on TikTok where I talked about how a narcissist tells on themselves, all right? If you want, check it out at the Game Exposed podcast on TikTok, how the narcissist tells on themselves, all right? And, if you just kick back and listen more, they got diarrhea in the mouth. If they feel comfortable enough and they think you're a dope, they'll just talk about it. But all these kind of things are going to trigger you. And another way they trigger you, you guys, is they triangulate. They try to bring people into the argument. They will, say, even your brother thinks, you're wrong, or you have mental issues, or even your sister said this about you, or your father said this about you. They love to gang up and trigger you so that now what's going to happen now? Now you're going to go on the defense and say, what are you talking about, my brother, this and that, but no, the argument is between you and the narcissist. Not you, the narcissist, the mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, and everybody else that they want to bring in, because nobody gives a fuck what they have to say. It's between you and the narcissist, okay? And if they start doing that, that's going to trigger you. So that's why you have to disengage and walk away, because you're dealing with a downright dirty, covert narcissist who's trying to discredit you by bringing other people's names into it to gang up against you, all right? And let's see, like I said, all of these things will upset you. All of these things are gonna, give you anxiety. But again, what do I always say? You've got to stay fucking focused. Know your target. Know who you're dealing with. Know their motive and their intent in doing that. And some people say, well, I never did anything to these people. Well, deep down, they have a jealousy and a competition, and they're envious of you for some reason. Maybe because you're just a happy person and they hate happy people, okay? Because they're miserable inside, so they want to cut up a happy person, all right? Because that makes them feel better. Misery loves company. Don't forget that, because I've seen that in families. Misery loves company. So if they're miserable, they want to see you miserable, okay? So remember, you got to stay in control. Show these people nothing, no emotions. You are a dead fish to them, okay? Gray rock. You are as boring as a gray rock, and you disengage with people that are trying to trigger you, trying to play mind games with you. The minute that you see any of these kind of mind games, you have to step back. Step back. Do not react, because this is exactly what they want to do. And some of them will set you up to call the authorities on you, okay? This happens a lot in relationships or marriages, where they try to set you up so that they could call the cops on you, or they could report you for something, okay? Know your target, know their intent, and don't play into their hands. The minute you see that they're trying to trigger you is the minute that you don't deal with this person at all. You stay away from these kind of people, okay? So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast, you guys. I'm going to be moving everything over and switch it over to YouTube. I got over 4,000 videos on all this kind of stuff. A lot of covert narcissist stuff on YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. Instagram, Facebook is the Game EXP123. TikTok is the Game Exposed. And if you're looking for one-on-one confidential phone coaching, you're confused, you're dealing with a shady narcissist, or you don't know if they're a narcissist and you need some clarity and you want one-on-one confidential phone coaching, check out the link in my bio at askyaz.wixsite.com, and have a great day, you guys.